The Art of Badassery, Bite-Sized Bits of Wisdom. I'm Mahara Wayman, your guide on this journey to unlock your inner badass with short and snappy episodes packed with practical tips and a side of humor. Whether you're looking to find clarity, master your mindset, or embrace the power of saying no, you're in the right place. Let's dive into these bite-sized nuggets of wisdom that will empower you to create the life you've always wanted. Why? Because you deserve it. Now, let's unleash your badassery. Hello, you unstoppable force of nature. It's Mahara Wayman here. Welcome back to Bite-Sized Bits of Wisdom. Today, we're talking about mindfulness. Now, before you groan and think, oh God, not another person telling me to meditate for 40 minutes a day. Hold on. I'm not here to preach about becoming a monk or sitting on a mountaintop or zoning out for hours on end. I'm here to talk about mindfulness in real life, like when you've got deadlines, like when the kids are screaming in the background or your inbox is overflowing with emails. You can be mindful even when life feels chaotic. And today, I'm going to show you how. All right, let me set the scene. A couple of years ago, well, if I'm being honest, this happens on a fairly regular basis, but a couple of years ago was when I had my first real epiphany about this. I was having one of those days where everything felt like it was falling apart. I was a new entrepreneur. I was really focused on learning about an online business and getting certified as a coach. And I had given myself big deadlines. My phone kept pinging with texts from friends and potential clients. My brain was buzzing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I realized, truthfully, that I hadn't taken a single deep breath the entire day. I mean, I was there, obviously, I was breathing, but I wasn't really present. My mind was bouncing between the past and the future. I was thinking about all the things that I'd done wrong. I was worrying about all the things that could go wrong. And really, in that moment, I had to ask myself, oh my God, Mahara, when was the last time that you actually took a moment to just be? And I couldn't come up with an answer. And it really reminded me that, first of all, my business name is Mindfulness with Mahara. I've been meditating for more than 30 years at this point. And it reminded me that I would benefit from just stepping back and taking a moment. So here's the truth. Mindfulness isn't about shutting off your brain or forcing yourself to be Zen-like 24/7. It's about being aware of what's happening in the moment. Your thoughts, your feelings, your surroundings, and to do all of this without judgment. I know, sounds crazy, right? We're so used to living and operating from a place of judgment. But mindfulness is the practice of bringing your attention back to the now, instead of letting your mind race 10 steps ahead or drag you into the past. So one of my favorite ways to practice mindfulness is something I called micro-mindfulness. These are tiny moments throughout the day where you just stop. Yep, just stop, breathe, and check in with yourself. This can be a body scan, where am I hurting? What am I feeling? Or it could be an opportunity to get really curious and ask yourself, okay, what am I feeling right now? What am I hearing? What am I tasting? Seeing? You see where I'm going with this? When you tune into your senses, you have the ability to anchor yourself to the present. And you can do this at any time, right? Brushing your teeth, making coffee, waiting in line at the grocery store. It's all about taking a break from the mental chaos and reconnecting with the present moment. And trust me, when you can find those small mindful moments, it changes everything. What happens, you may ask? Well, you start to feel more in control of your emotions, you feel less stressed, and you feel more focused. Life doesn't feel like it's flying by quite as fast. And instead of rushing through your day on autopilot, you get to actually experience it. I know, a whole new concept, right? Listen, I'm all about finding peace and presence. But if you're like me, there are some days when the only thing you're mindful of is where the nearest Dairy Queen is. Full disclosure, love ice cream. My husband and I used to choose our rental properties based on the walking proximity to the closest Dairy Queen. And that's okay. I'm not beating myself up for that. But mindfulness really is about being in the moment. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up as your messy, distracted, but totally present self. So, I want to share with you 3 tips to help you develop mindfulness practices in your day. Number 1, snack while you think. Yep, the next time you're eating, be it a snack or a full meal, take a moment to actually taste the food. Don't just inhale it like you're preparing for a hot dog eating contest. Savor it like it's a gourmet meal. What does it feel like in your mouth? How is it sitting on your tongue? Is it dense? Is it thin? So, tip number 1, snack while you think. Number 2, breathe like a baby. Do you remember how babies breathe? You may never have seen one breathe, but honestly, they look like tiny jellyfish. Try that. Deep breath in and slow breath out. Third tip, mindful minutes. Set a timer for 1 minute to just breathe and try not to think of anything else. I know it's actually much harder than it sounds, but you got to start somewhere, right? So take a moment, set the timer, and just breathe. And if you find your mind wandering to all the things that you haven't accomplished in the day, something you forgot to buy at Costco, just say to yourself a key word. It could be breathe. It could just be a reminder to come back and breathe. So whatever it sounds like in your head, just bring yourself back to that present and keep breathing. The more you do it, the easier it will become. All right, mindfulness is for busy people too. Number 1 takeaway for you today is recognizing that it is especially powerful when you are very busy. You don't need to meditate for hours a day to be mindful. Start with all the small moments, like a few deep breaths or focusing on your senses while doing everyday tasks. Second takeaway is mindfulness helps you to control your reactions. When you practice mindfulness, you're less likely to react emotionally to stressful situations. So instead of spiraling, you can pause, take a breath, and respond with clarity. And who doesn't want that? Third takeaway, folks, is mindfulness is a practice. It's not a destination. You are not going to be mindful 100% of the time, and that is totally okay. The point is to keep coming back to the present, no matter how often you drift away. Now, are you ready to bring some calm and presence into your chaotic life? If the answer is a resounding yes, join me in Unleash, a 6-month journey back to peace, clarity, and fulfillment. This is my group program where one of the things we'll do is explore mindfulness practices that fit into your busy schedule so you can stay grounded and focused no matter what life throws at you. Head on over to my website, www.mindfulnesswithmahara.com, to learn more about the program, sign up, or just to schedule a badass breakthrough session with me. Have an amazing week. Thanks for listening. If you know anyone that you feel would benefit from this little bite-sized bit of wisdom, please feel free to share it with them. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this bite-sized bits of wisdom podcast. Tune in again next week.